Are you going to be traveling this holiday season? If so, stay tuned because I am going to share some of my favorite tips and tricks to help you along your way, along with some of my favorite travel items that you don't always think about to bring with you. Well, hey friends, I'm Allison, and if we haven't met before, I'm a flight attendant for a major international airline, and today I'm going to share some of my favorite tips and tricks to help you get through this holiday travel season. Okay, so tip number one, book the first flight of the day. Why? Because honestly, if something were to happen, if that flight gets delayed, if that flight gets canceled, then you have the ability to be rebooked onto a different flight that day. The later you get in the day, the less opportunity there is to get you on another flight. Make sure to always book a non-stop flight if you are able. I understand that this is not always a possibility, but if you can, a non-stop flight is hopefully going to get you there faster and with less headaches. If you do happen to have a connecting flight, you want to make sure that you have enough space between your connecting flights. The system allows you to book them pretty close together. Don't do that. Always leave yourself like at least an hour and a half to 2 hours between those flights. So if something were to happen with the first flight and it was delayed, then you would actually still be able to make it onto your flight. The thing about flying is that is all your responsibility. It is your responsibility to get there on time. It is your responsibility to have enough space between flights. That's not the airline's responsibility. So you want to make sure that you have time and enough space if you have to use a connecting flight. Sure to check your gate multiple times because the gates change. Just because your gate says, C19 or something in the beginning, it might change. So keep looking and refreshing your gate too. A lot of people have a connecting flight like in Denver, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Denver's kind of one of those like airports where, there's delays because of weather, right? Or Chicago is another one, like there's delays. Try to not go through airports that have weather. If you can, try to always go south, I guess. I would probably go like Austin and then maybe go out because I just feel like the weather issues like in Chicago and in Denver, they're just not fun to deal with. Please pack your patience. Anything can happen in the airport. It just takes very little for something to go awry. Your flight is canceled or your flight is delayed. There's so many variables. So just make sure to pack your patience. Like there are times where the plane just breaks and you just aren't going to be able to get out. So just know that. Last year around Christmas, people got stuck in different destinations because there was snow. Now, if you can, try to leave a few extra days wiggle room. I know that these are not always the most popular answers, but this is what I do. If you need to be home tomorrow at 10 o'clock because you have to get to work, book a day ahead. If you can come home the day ahead, do that because you just never know. The whole idea about this video came about because I saw a YouTuber and they said that if you're going to Hawaii, you don't need a coat. And I wanted to scream because I'm like, no, you totally need a coat when you go to Hawaii. Because the truth is, it gets really cold over the ocean on your flight. So you want to make sure that you bring something to make you more comfortable on the flight if you are cold. And so what I suggest is to bring your coat because you can use it as a blanket, you can use it as a pillow. Also, another thing that I see a lot of people do is they wear flip-flops because they have to take their shoes off during security. But you also want to make sure that you bring a pair of socks because people's feet get really cold on a flight. A coat and warm socks, you are going to want those on your flight, especially if you are going over the ocean or going over water. There are so many times that the Wi-Fi does not work on a flight. Some planes actually just don't have Wi-Fi. You are going to want to make sure that you bring something with you so that you are entertained and you do not have to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Every flight I work, it never fails. As somebody always says to me, hey, can I get some water? And then they proceed to show me their water bottle like this. And then they want me to fill up the entire water bottle. You guys, I don't have water on my flight to fill up every single person's water bottle on the plane like this. If we did, we wouldn't have space for stuff. So you need to bring your own water bottle through security and then fill it up when you get through security. They have water stations at a lot of airports, or you can go ahead and buy a bottle of water and put it in here, or just hold on to that bottle of water. But the truth is, we do not have enough water on our flights to go ahead and accommodate every single person filling up their water bottle. So that's something that you need to do on your own before you get on the flight. You want to make sure also that you have snacks. Not everything is always open in the airport, and I don't think people understand that. We are still coming back from a pandemic, and sometimes places close early. So if you have a later flight or a really early morning flight, you might not have options to eat at. So you want to make sure you pack your own snacks to make sure you have something to eat so you're not starving. Please bring a writing utensil. There are so many times where you actually have to fill something out at the airport, and people don't realize this, but you have to fill out your bag tag, you have to fill out like a form on the flight if you're going to Hawaii or Mexico. I know those two definitely require a form, and we don't actually supply pens. So make sure that you bring something with you that you can use to write with. I think it's a good idea just to have a pad of paper as well. You might need to write down something if the agent's giving you information. Old-fashioned paper and pen actually really does go a long way. Or you could go ahead and just leave your flight attendant a really sweet note. Have a wonderful holiday. It really is about seeing family and friends, and I hope that you get to wherever you are with the least stress and the least worries. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps grow my channel, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again soon.